Start it though. Alright. Unless you've been living under a rock, but here is the facts of the matter. And I'm having a little war with someone. I had to put hands on them and choke them out and put them to sleep. And so I don't take my meds when I'm that way because PTSD actually works in your favor because you're hypervigilant and you're ready for attack. So I see I got one person in the chat. Is this chat work? Is this one working? I just want to. Can somebody comment? Is this one working or is it looping? Yes. Okay. All right. So Israel and other countries have literally wiped out every Iran fuel where they all the fuel, all their holding tanks, all the refineries, where they turn crude into gas, all that. They've wiped it out. So, and I know OPEC is sitting back with a big smile because OPEC loves for crude oil to be, and you know that they are using anything they can right now to raise the price on everything. You see it. I mean, gas came down in price, but goods didn't. And when, hey Aaron, and so when gas comes down, it costs less to transport the goods, so the price of the goods should come down. But no, they're leaving them prices up, and matter of fact, the prices are going up even more. So, what I would do, if you have the ability, I would get me the biggest container or containers. Now, you want to be careful storing gas because, if something goes wrong, that could end badly. I would go ahead and stock up on gas now. I really would. And there's another reason, not just the refineries, but if you know how the world's laid out, I forget the name of that word. What do you call that? Not geometry. Anyway, there's a freaking body of water that, huh? No. There's a body of water, geographics. There's a body of water that a lot of is saying, not no more. So, now keep in mind, I'm a little bit different. I'm off my meds, because I'm at a little war with someone. But when I'm off my meds, I see things more clearly. But I am a pain in the rear end. I drive little Miss Prepper crazy because I'm just a handful. I'm actually me instead of a zombie. But people prefer the zombie version of me if you gotta be around me all the time. So, anyway, Iran said, alright, well, y'all want to do this and take out all our refineries and everything? Nobody's going to be able to get ships through there. And, the world is a strange thing because, those ships have to be insured, like car insurance. Isn't that weird? They have to be insured to. And so, Iran's like, well, we're going to blockade that. And anybody tries to run a ship through here, it's going to end badly for them. And they may not have the way, which, they're sending stuff up range, they're getting stuff down range, and It just seems to be escalating. But, you know, for humanity's sake, let's just hope it stops. I hope to where that fuel can't come through there on the ships, because there's no insurance company going to insure those ships. No one, and they're not going to risk losing all that money. So we are fixing to see. We thought we were in inflation, okay? We are fixing to see some serious inflation. If just the refineries alone, which they have a really good chance of doing that, the ships from coming through there, that's like, I don't know, 30% of the world's fuel. So I would, me personally, cautiously, carefully, go top all your vehicles off, get your gas containers, and again, you know, gas is dangerous, it's flammable, so you got to store it properly, and then you got to buy some stuff if you plan on storing it a long time to put in there, because of that ethanol they put in there, which really messes up my motor on my motorcycle. Nevertheless, I hate ethanol, by the way. It causes gas to go bad. And it's not cost effective. It costs more to make ethanol than it does to make regular gas. But, oh, it's to save the environment. Well, it's not going to make no difference. I mean, you got all these explosions. Is that going to impact the environment any more than not putting ethanol in your fuel? These governments are crazy, man. And we are at their mercy. We are. We're just people. I'm just, well, I ain't regular. I'm quite kind of crazy, you know, but nevertheless, you know, I read, I study, I do the math, and I don't go on my emotions, I go on facts, okay? And I've done the math and all that, and we'll be lucky if gas doesn't go up to $10 a gallon, if we can even get enough of it. So, you know, people could say you're hoarding. I don't care. You know, you got to look out for you and your family. I got to look out for me and my family. Okay? So, if people want to say I'm hoarding, I really don't care. I'm looking out for me and mine. Because who else is going to, right? So, I would put back safely as much fuel as I could. One, you're going to save money. Two, the gas stations are probably going to be running out of gas because, you know, not just me, not just you, a lot of people are going to realize what's going on, and they're going to start pumping fuel and piling it, which is going to pull the fuel down. And anyone that works, the pew pew don't make the man makes the pew pew. You learn its limitations and its capabilities. Sorry, off topic, but someone asked me a question, so whatever works. This is good enough for me up close. Anyway, so, and unarmed and helpless is unarmed and helpless, and I'll never understand that. At least carry a knife, right? So, there is a possibility that we're going to have fuel shortages in the very near future. That's a big possibility. Matter of fact, the least is going to go up in price majorly. Moose Man, I'm glad to see you here, brother. It's been a while. It's been a while, man. You know, I've been all up in my emotions. I've been sick and all that. You know, but yesterday I had a little bit of hand-to-hand combat and had to set somebody straight. And now I got to be on my toes because that dude's a pretty heavy hitter, and so I can't take my PTSD medication. So this is me, not on my PTSD meds. Here we are. But you know, when I'm not on those things, I see things more clearly. That's why I put clarity.
Unsuitable soldier. Unstable.
Hey, that's a good one. The AK, the AK pew pew. I like it. Now, I feel the reason why a lot of countries don't use it because it's viewed as a commie pew pew, but and it's not quite as accurate as the 223. Okay, ah, yeah, 223 is only around as a 22. It's just a 22 on steroids, really. That 7.62 by 39 millimeter, you get hit by that, you gonna know it. So it's all about shot placement, man. Shot placement. So whatever works for you.
Okay, we'll do.
Whatever works for you.
Let me see.
I think you should be able to, because, you know, loading a magazine in an AK is a whole lot different than an AR. A lot of people think they're going to grab an AK and load. They're not even going to know how to put the mag in, man. They're not. Because it goes in differently. If you don't know how to do it, then good luck with that. But in an AR, there's more accessories and stuff. I like old reliable AK, man. It's like a tank. It's just more reliable. You know, there's a reason why, you know, we have to put condoms over our barrels and clean the ARs. When the AKs, the elephant can come by and take a crap on it, you can pick it up and it'll still work. So, there's that. But anyway, I hate to get off topic. Somebody asked me a question. Hey, Moose, man, good to have you, brother. Good to have you. I hope it's all's well, man. I've been worried about you. Matter of fact, I've been thinking about calling you, but I just didn't know what you had going on. I've been going through a lot myself. But with this war, which I hope I'm wrong, but I honestly think it's just going to continue to escalate. You know, I've been wrong before. Matter of fact, you know, in the chat, you know, if you think it's going to escalate, put a 1. If you think that it's not going to escalate, put a 2. I would like to know y'all's opinion, you know, because I see through these eyes. I like, you know, different people see things differently through their eyes, their point of view. So, you know, I would like to know what y'all think. I was down sick for over 2 weeks with a bad. Oh, man, sorry about that, Moose, man. But I'm glad you're back up, brother. Glad you're back up. I missed you. You know, and I was all, you know, lost my mom, got sick. I just had a lot going on, but I'm back at it. I'm back at it. You know, kick me down. You know, I'm going to get back up. Might take me a little minute, but I'm getting back up. So, just if things don't escalate, the price of fuel, get ready. Because taking out all their fuel and their fueling processing plants, all that, and then them blocking where they're bringing the ships through, that's going to cause some big problems. Oh, okay, cool, man. Yeah. And so, you know, that's the one thing the Chinese make good. The Chinese AK it's a good one. I mean, really, if I had my choice, you know, I would get a Kalashnikov, Russian made, and not to be, you know, I'm not no Russian sympathizer or any of that, but the fact of the matter is, it's just a better weapon. So, it's like anything else, you know. You can get something made cheap, or you can get something made good. So get ready for hyperinflation, because when the price of Chinese, Yeah, well, oh, you know, oh, you do know. I was going to touch that. I'm glad you know that. That literally the fuel that we are importing, okay, this this is so stupid. It's maddening. Okay, so America's like, all right, we're not getting no more fuel from Russia. Okay, so we're getting it from China, from Russia. So we're still buying Russian fuel, but Russia's not very happy with America right now. What if they go, yeah, we'll lose a little money. I mean, if you was Putin, what would you do? Which, like I said, I'm not a Russian sympathizer. You know, as of right now, you know, they are our enemy. Unfortunately, it's a damn shame that we can't get along, but it seems like nobody can anymore. And it's still going to affect the price. We are doing more domestic production, and prices are coming down slowly. That is good news, Moose Man. And you know, I know you know what you're talking about. I know you know what you're talking about. You know, these profiteers, though, they're going to take advantage of everything they can. You know, the poor are getting poorer, and the few rich are getting richer. And it's because they're taking advantage of us. Really, I mean, when their prices come down, they're not lowering our prices. But I don't think that we're producing enough. You know, but I know Moose Man knows more than me. Yeah, gasoline is back under $3 a gallon. That is good. That's real good. And I will not ever more argue with Moose Man because he knows. He's wise. He's a very wise man. But, you know, from my point of view is, you know, they block that fuel from coming in. And so, you know, I don't like to take chances except for when I'm, you know, doing stupid, which I seem to do that a lot lately. Like, you know, riding my motorcycle ridiculously crazy and such. Little Miss Preparedness, I eat 6 eggs every day. Almost every day. That's my main source of protein, really, because I just love eggs. I'm an old country boy. Eggs, grits, gravy. I'm good. That'll keep me going for quite a while. Damn it. Sorry about that. Damn spam calls. I hate that. Anyway, I apologize for that. I'm back. Is it working? Man, it's gonna piss me off if I'd lost this live too. Hopefully it'll catch back up. No volume? Am I coming? Do I got volume? Yes or no? Can.
Oh, you're good.
All right, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. I've been having so many technical difficulties lately. It's ridiculous. I need to get me a new phone. Low volume. Right.
I'm here.
Okay.
Just
I'm just gonna do my best because I keep having technical difficulties. I just got to get this across. You know, it's supply and demand, and you know, with post-traumatic stress disorder, you always look at, you know, the glass is half empty. So I always prepare for the worst case scenario. That way, if it does happen, I'm ready for it. And worst case scenario, fuel's going to go up. Maybe in a little bit of fuel shortages at first because people may start stockpiling like I'm recommending y'all do. And when the fuel goes up, the price of goods go up, the price of everything goes up. So this is going to hit us economically. And I just have a hard time wrapping my head around that our economy is doing good. And the reason why I say that is, well, there's quite a few reasons. One, the cost of everything down here in Florida is the only thing that I've seen come down in price is gas and eggs. But everything else is ridiculously expensive. I mean, it's so bad that us old rednecks can't even hardly afford to have a dog anymore because dog food's so expensive. Everything. So I feel we're going to see some inflation because of this. And this is coming from a man that has post-traumatic stress disorder and is not taking his medication. So I always look at worst case scenario. Murphy's Law. Because back to the American economy. Now, let's approach it from a businessman point of view. Let's approach America as a business, which really it is. I mean, in a way. How can our economy be doing good if you look at our national debt? That's like saying, yo, bro, you're ridiculously maxing out all your credit cards. So, my sister, glad you're here. And if y'all could hit the like button, come back, catch the rewatch and all, you know. I should have put in here too, you know. A lot of Iranians come across the border when the border was open. Did they come over here to seek a better life? Or did they come over here because of ours? Well, Moose Man, I'm going to pray for you, brother. Pray for me. I need it. I really do. You know, losing my mom changed. It'll be a few weeks, though. But, so, 30 years. Oh. You know, in that shift work, man, my dad worked shift work, and he was so dang old moody. So, you know, I lost my mom, then I lost my dad. So here we are. And the family told me, you know, I was going to have to evacuate the property as soon as they pass away. But then I had a family member tax and keep the property up. I'm like, cool. But the property tax is $5,000 a year down here in Florida on not even quite 5 acres. My grandpa bought this. What the hell? That's ridiculous. So, do you really own your property? Really? Or are you just renting it? Yeah? Really? So, but if this thing keeps going the way it's looking, there's a world of hurt coming. And, you know, hopefully it'll stop. And then, like I said the Marines were going to be deployed in California before it was in the mainstream propaganda and all that, because I had a mother call me because I got people with skin in the game, and she's like, I'm so concerned for my son. He's in California, and he's going to have to deal with these people. And I'm like, oh, so the Marines are going to California. Okay, I'll take your word for it, because she's never lied to me. And so when I said the Marines are going to California during that live, I had a lot of people going, no, they're not. No, they can't. Well, for y'all people, you were wrong again, because I'm usually right, not always. If Moose Man says something different, then I'm going with what Moose Man says, because he's just more intelligent than me. I'm just a dumb old redneck, And I just calls them like I sees them. And really good at math. There's a reason for that. Hard to hear that. Sorry to hear that. But so we're shipping over a lot of military equipment over there right now. And you say, oh no, I know people that's got skin in the game. I know a lot of military people. And so, for the naysayers, when it hits the mainstream propaganda for the people that only believe that lies, but or half truths or whatever. I don't listen to it. It's programming. It's predictive programming is what it is. Hell, the weatherman can't even get shit right. But so if we're shipping all this military equipment over there, that definitely looks like an escalation to me. Not to mention, those very expensive drones that we have. They've taken down 5 of them already. 5. So, it's escalating. I'm just calling it like I said. It's escalating. And I hope old Big Daddy Trump can put a stop to this, but, y'all need to understand. Yeah, he's the President of the United States. And loved by many and hated by many. In certain things, and you get emotional. I mean, I know families that's disowned brothers and sisters and kids because somebody voted for Trump. Oh my God! Or you didn't vote for Trump. Oh my God! We can no longer be friends. That is so ridiculous. You know who you vote for? It's supposed to be a private thing. But it's not anymore. Odds are you're going to vote for that party. Hey, Goat. How you doing, brother? Oh, man, drying more mullen. Yeah. Jane? Hey, Jane. Sorry I missed you. Little Miss Purpose got to watch the chat. I cannot talk and read at the same time. I just can't do it. Because you see, I have a hard time staying on what I'm talking about. I talk in circles, but if you hang in with me, I always get back around to what I was talking about. Because I got 10 million things going on in my head all at one time. But this thing's escalating. Unfortunately, it's escalating. And it's going to end badly. And now, Russia's is apparently backing Iran. And, Russia has supersonic missiles. Now, all of a sudden, Iran has supersonic missiles that are getting through the Iron Dome is not working, by the way, because it can't stop the supersonic missiles. So, and then, people say Iran does not have nuclear weapons. Well, I remember back in 1995, hearing, the government, as if we can really trust them, but anyway, hearing them say, oh, they're just a few weeks away from having nuclear weapons. And that was in 95. And, there is this thing called allies, hey, you're my ally. Throw me a mag. Throw me a missile. You don't know what's in these shipping containers. Except for when they come to our ports and they're x-rayed. But, that's a major threat to our country, by the way. Somebody could they don't even need a missile. They could put a nuclear device in one of those containers and just have it shipped over here. And then set it off at the port. And I'm not revealing any secrets. The bad guys know that. Okay, Moose Man. Alright, and I know he's on point. Iran has been buying weapons from Russia since Obama sent them all that money. Yes. See, that's. I'm glad you said that, Moose Man. I was trying to say it without saying it because I'm trying to keep politics out of it, but it is what it is, man. And apparently, we Obama. Ever since Obama, man, this country's just been going downhill. And then Moose Man said today Iran started jamming GPS in the Middle East, which affects ships and planes navigations. Escalating. How many mags do you need? Tamara said. My answer is all of them. As many as you can get. I just don't think that, if you use a pew that you can have too many mags. When you see these guys walking around with an AR and 3 mags, I'm like, have you ever been in a firefight? You know how quick 3 mags get dumped? No, man. If I was to carry something like that, I would look like a teenage mutant ninja turtle because I would have mags here and there and everywhere. You'll never have enough. Don't ask me how I know, but I've heard people screaming, I need a mag! I got you. So there's that. Hey, go, go, go! 13 mags for a ruck if you need to bug out. That's a good number. And I do value your information, go, go, go. And I really, I mean, I modded you, so you know I have respect for you. So, yeah, 13, that's great. Me? As many as I can carry. As many as I can carry. Because maybe the numbnuts beside you, or behind you, or in front of you, and if you're a real good crew, you're all running the same platform, so you can interchange. When them dummies run out because they didn't bring enough, you need some extra ones. Because you don't want to be the only one sending stuff downrange. It's just, and I'm speaking from experience on that one. But yeah, 13's good, but the more the merrier. And a quick loader, yes, definitely that helps. Old thumbs get tired and sore. And it takes a little minute. So it is what it is, right? But in my humble opinion, this thing is going to continue to escalate. It's going to raise the prices of everything. And if or when this thing goes nuclear, that's a world-changing event. And, a lot of people are forgetting India and Pakistan are really slugging it out right now. And both of them have nukes. Everybody's watching what's going on with Israel and Iran, because that's biblical, right? But India's got a lot of people. And Pakistan is an Islamic nation, and I'm telling you, well, you can take my word for it, or you can disagree, but, yeah, 1,000 mags per pew minimum. Yeah, I'll definitely go with that there, Moose Man. Hey, IFB, good to have you in here, brother. Good to have you in here. Yeah, that's a good comment, IFB. I like that. So, what do? We're just we're citizens. We can't control all this stuff that's going on, you know. And we're so divided, you know. We can't agree on anything anymore, you know. You got the people that are on the left, and you got the people that are on the right, and I will throw a little bit of politics in there. They called that what, June 6th or whenever, that insurrection. Did you see what the hell was going on in California? That was the insurrection. But you know, so, and they were paid agitators in them crowds, by the way. And the lady that inherited Walmart has some skin in the game and was buying provisions for the rioters. Prove me wrong. So I will no longer be shopping at Walmart, which I hate going there anyhow, by the way. And I'm definitely not eating their meat, because if anybody's selling soy green, that's Walmart. So yeah, I'm not doing that. And I would rather pay a little bit more and have a good conscience than supporting someone that's causing anarchy in our country. Because regardless if you're on the left or if you're on the right, all those peaceful protests where cars, vehicles are burning and fires everywhere, but it was a peaceful protest. Newsom's got it under control because California's doing so great. You know, some people need to put back their emotions and step back and quit just listening to what someone says and actually do the research themselves, which I do. Those horses were glorious. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. So, yeah, it's a crock of shit. It really is. It really is, Tamara. You're right. So, again, you know, try to take your politics out of it so you can think about it without emotions, because obviously people cannot control their emotions when it comes to politics now, because, you know, they say the right is violent, but wait a minute. Didn't some dude on the left just pew pew a couple of people, high ranking people in America? And, you know, a lot of these pew pewings of a lot of people are done by the left. So apparently the left is violent. There's some violent people. And, or, because, you know, the right has potential to be violent, and most of your military, not all, but most of your ex-military and military and rednecks, you know, us guys that go out and hit dimes, for, you know, literally a dime from way far away. You know, most of those guys, you know, drive four-wheel trucks and love freedom and fly the American flag instead of some other country's flag. That, hey, Fruity Pebbles, good to have you in here. All right. So, you know, but understand there's agitators on both sides. So I'm not going to judge really one group by, you know, like, say, for instance, the left. You know. I'm seeing a lot of violence coming from that side, but most of it could possibly be paid agitators. I don't know. But I do know, and I'm not even going there, but it appears And there's a lot of deception going on. But it appears that the left is being extremely violent, and the right is showing great restraint. But hey, good to have you on here, Fruity Pebbles. Good to have you. Everybody has a breaking point. You have a breaking point. I have a breaking point. Everybody has a breaking point. And eventually, people are going to start breaking. People are going to start fighting back. And I really think when that happens, we're really just playing into their hands. That's really what they want. I feel. Opinion. Because they keep us divided, then they can control us. If, we ever join together and just accept people for who they are or what they want to be or whatever, I don't give a damn. If a dude wants to wear a dress, I don't care. I've never seen a pretty man in a dress, but I'm not a girl, so I don't know if a guy looks good or not. I've seen a lot of pretty women. I'm married to one. But I do work as a bouncer at a strip club. So there's a lot of very beautiful women. But this thing is getting out of hand. Because really, unless you're a native, well, actually, I'm a Native American because I was born here. But, my ancestors were immigrants. So most of us are descendants of immigrants. So, but I'm here legally. I was born here. I can see that, but and I think this is another division tactic. I think the paid agitators, burning the American flag, and then flying another country's flag that you came here to leave there because you didn't like it there, but it makes no sense. But then again, I'm suspect of everything. That could be paid agitators doing that. I don't know. And then people just fall in the herd. All right. I can't pronounce that name. Pure. Huh? Pure gold. I'm Cherokee, English, Irish, French. Awesome. Typical American. We're mixed. We're mixed. That's why I don't do that racism stuff. We're all one race, the human race. Another way to divide us. Racism, religion, sexual preference, what you do, that's none of my business. What I do is none of yours. So, people just need to stop arguing over stupid crap and address the real issues. Really. And if he wants to get called a she, I don't care. But he better not carry his ass in the bathroom with my wife or my daughter or my grandkids in there. There's going to be some damn problems. Yep, I said it. You heard it. Don't do it. That's a perfect disguise for a perv. So, no. Opinions vary. I don't give a damn if you dress up like a woman, but for your health and my health and for national security, if you're a man, please don't go into a woman's bathroom. That's not cool, man. It's not. And if you're that serious about it, which, hey, I'm cool with that. If that's what you want to do, you do you. That's really none of my business. But when you make it my business by going into the ladies' bathroom with my little grandkids and my wife and all, That's not going to work, man. I deal with that crap at the club, and they're not going in the women's bathroom. It's not happening. Because these pervs, man, they'll dress like anything to get access to women and children and violate them. That's what they do. Okay? So, and I'm not saying that, a cross dresser or, you do you. I got no problem with that. But don't go in a women's bathroom. It's called common courtesy. Try not to make people feel uncomfortable in a situation like that. Because, rest assured, if you go in the bathroom, a man, and my workout, I gotta draw the line somewhere. And that's where I draw the line. And if I lose subscribers for saying that, so be it. Because I done said, I don't care if you dress up that way. I don't care what you do. I don't care who you sleep with. I don't even care if you love farm animals. None of my business. Okay? But when it affects my family, then it's my business. I draw the line. I agree. Because an elementary kid, they're already confused enough. Hell, confusion added to it. But it's another plot, divide and conquer, because, a lot of the left, they're anti-Christian because they're like, that book of yours says that what we're doing is wrong and we're going to burn in eternity. That's no reason to hate a Christian. If a Christian women in there, it's not going to work. So, and don't be indoctrinating my grandkids with this nonsense. They need to learn math and spelling and, school stuff. Not all this crap. There's a word for it. It's called grooming. Goat. It's a when life hands you lemons, don't make lemon squirt lemon into the eyes instead. Yes. That's a good one. Back on topic. I'm off my meds, so I'm seeing things more clearly when I'm off of them because I do have post-traumatic stress disorder, and I really do need to take my meds because I'm just a handful. But I'm having my own personal war with someone right now, so I can't do it because they sedate me too much. So, if you're a Christian, please pray for little Miss Prepper because, oh boy, am I a handful right now. But I do see things more clearly when I'm not taking that medication. I guess I got to figure out, do I risk getting a divorce or do I walk around as a zombie? I don't think she's going to divorce. She's put up my crap for this long. I think she's good. Hey, just guess. Glad to have you in here. But it's just escalating. I do believe, and this is just my opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. That's fact. I mean, except for, these stupid fact checkers that pull down your stuff and then comes out that you were right in the first place. So, this one. Stop being in denial and accept the fact that we are in World War III. And, wasn't it Einstein? He says, hey, goat. Einstein said, hey, Shannon King James Bible readings. How you doing? Glad to have you in here. So, that's just my take on it. What you need to do, in my opinion, is just keep prepping. Keep learning stuff. Learn wild edibles. Wouldn't hurt to get you some potassium iodine pills, just in case. Protects your thyroids and nuclear fallout to keep from getting thyroid cancer. And, to have you here. And next to every great man is a legendary, awesome woman. Yes. And you know what? Being married to me, you got to be tough. That woman has been pew-pewed standing next to me because they were meant for me, and she caught one in the arm and one in the leg, and she's still hanging around. We're still good. And I dig chicks with scars, by the way. So there's that. But, hopefully this stuff stops. I really hope it stops. I really do. But do I think it's going to stop? I don't think so. I think it's just going to continuously just continue to get out of hand, as it seems like everything is lately. Everything's getting out of hand. It's like we've just, us human beings, people.
Oh, crap.
What?
Tell Shannon, yes, I just need to make up the link.
Yes, Shannon, she just needs to make up the link, she said.
I forgot all of
She's doing that right now. Oh, yeah, you should do that because this would have showed when your live was coming up.
I didn't even...
So yeah, y'all check out later. And just keep prepping. And prep knowledge, food, water, salt, freedom seeds. You're going to have to defend your preps. And you need, you unless you're like got endless amount of money, no matter how much you prep, eventually you're going to run out. So I recommend prepping and homesteading, and pray you don't have to bug out. That way, if you run out of preps, you're homesteading. And make bugging out your last resort. Community, no one survives alone. Absolutely. Get you a mag team. Hey, AP. AP.
The Watchman.
Uh-huh. My mind is just a million miles an hour because I'm not taking my psych meds. The Watchman. AP, can you find out if I'm okay with XNYC almost like I'm blocked trying to leave comments on his channel? Yes. Yes, I will. I certainly will. Matter of fact, when I get off this live, I'm gonna call him. I've been needing to talk to him anyhow. So yeah. I don't know if you got my... Does the Watchman got our number? Well, if you want to, email's in the description of the channel, right?
Yeah, I'll put it in there as well.
Okay, she's going to put it in here too. Email me your phone number. Make sure you let him know I don't want war to happen, but it's inevitable. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't want it to happen neither because, regardless... And I don't want no woman or no child suffering. Now, you guys, you're on your own, okay? You're a real man. I got me. I'm good. But the women and children, man, we need to protect them, and war is not good at all. So I get where you're coming from, the Watchman. I totally understand that. I think Turkey could get involved soon. Yes. I'm noticing nations, man. This is looking like World War III for real. This is not like some Canadian prepper shock and awe video and not no. It's really looking like this is going to be it. I really hope and pray it stops. I really do. but it's escalating as we're speaking. So there's that, and they're going to take advantage. They're what do they say? Let no trying to get my words right. Basically, let no tragedy go. Don't take advantage. Basically they take advantage of anything. You know, anything happens. They take advantage of it. So they may artificially, they just may hype the fuel price just because they can. Yeah, don't underestimate well trained women. Every woman needs to know how to defend herself and her kids. Teach the children also. Amen to that. Because I know I know one woman in particular. I train with her. She's a professional MMA fighter, and I will put her up against your average man. Just street fights. There's some tough guys, by the way, but I'd put her up against your average man, and my money would be on her. Cause I spar with her, and wow, she hits hard. Jane, me and my kids are all trained. Good job, Jane. Good job. My kids are trained. I'm trying to work on training my grandkids, but I got two good daughters and two. They're just bad apples, man. I call it like I see it. They're just bad apples. I did my best. I raised them, but two turned out really great, and two turned out to just be just no good, judgment, narcissist, um, assholes that need a good smacking and back into reality. But they won't let me see my grandkids. They treat me like crap. You know, they're just bad apples. I guess I get it honestly. I used to be mean as hell. Now I'm still mean. Yeah, Jane and my grandkids. Absolutely. The kids, man. The kids are the future. You can see the video. It's on my channel. I mean, when my children turn 4 years old, that's when their training starts. And two of my daughters went to the Olympics. Roman Greco state champion. And then one of my daughters, her first year in high school, went out for a varsity weightlifting team at 119 pounds. And they were like, pound spot, And my daughter, which is very feminine, by the way, outlifted them all. And she ended up on a varsity high school team. And it was her first year in high school. Because I trained them. I trained them well. And I was hard on my kids. And I pray they never find out why I was so hard on them. But it's looking like they are. So, just to recap, I'm off my PTSD meds because I'm having my own little private war. So I'm seeing things more clearly. And, hey, Remnant Truth. How you doing? Glad to have you here. And, for the people to come in late, catch the rewatch. That way, you can either love me or hate me. That's up to you. But, I'm loved by many and hated by many. So, but show me a man that don't have enemies, and I'll show you a man that hasn't stood for nothing. And, when people make me out to be the villain in their story, ask them, well, how did the story start? Because, yeah, If someone forces me to do the villain, I can do some villain shit, and I'm really good at it, by the way. But I'd rather not. I'm really the good guy. So if I'm a villain in someone's story just because they done some messed up stuff and forced me to be the villain to them, is what it is. Kind of like Art Wildman, you know. I love ex-OG New York Prepper. I really do. But I will talk to him because he's a reasonable guy and all. And, you know, sometimes even me, I need a talking to. You know, a real friend will confront you and say, hey, I need to set you straight on something. That's what friends do. And if you disagree, if they disagree with you, you still stay friends. And then you say, well, I disagree with the way you're handling that situation. You know, I believe everyone's entitled to their opinion. I really do. And it doesn't matter if I believe that or not, because everyone still has their opinion. And, you know, you got that. Yeah, the Watchman. Yeah, the Watchman. Yeah, 2 Timothy 3:16, 17. Amen, brother. Amen. So, please prepare as if this is World War III, just in case it is, which it's looking like it is. Hope I'm wrong. And, you know, America, we're supposed to have it really good here, but you know, in America, Americans are on more antidepressants and psych meds than any other population in any other country. So, if you have to take them, so be, because you'll become addicted, and then when you can't get them, you will have a hard time. Trust me. It's always better to be a warrior in a garden instead of a garden in a warrior. I mean, instead of a gardener in a war. Amen to that, brother. Oh, yeah, she's heard me say that. Little Miss Purpose heard me say that. So, just keep prepping. Keep doing you. You know, and if you want to wear a dress, I don't care. I really don't care what you do. That's your business. But, again, be respectful and don't go in the women's bathroom. I'm not advocating violence or any of that, but there's a time and place for everything. So, it's better to be a wildflower than a garden full of weeds. Ow! That's a good one. I gotta put that one right here, remember it. That's a good one, Watchman. Alright, so just prep like it's World War III, just in case it is. Really? And, you know, if you're on this channel, you're a prepper. And, you know, check out some of my, you know, I try to lighten the mood, you know. So if you've seen those gorilla videos, you know, those Sasquatch videos, Bigfoot videos I put on there, you know, you'll get a good laugh. I just figure, you know, with all this going on in the world, and I figure the subscribers of the channel need a good laugh. And those things are hilarious. I really think they're funny. They crack me up. Depends on the weed. You got that right, Moose Man. You got that right. Amen, brother. And I'm glad you're back. Get to feeling better. Please. And I am going to pray for you. And please pray for me. So again, just get your house in order. Get your house in order. Get ready. Aha! Watchman. Good one. Good one. Good one. Alright, so I've had y'all here. I gotta make some phone calls. I gotta call OG New York Prepper, and I gotta call a few people, really. I got a lot of stuff I gotta do. But I just want to come on here and say, you know, just try to Keep a positive attitude. Try not to take it personal when, just because someone believes differently than you. They're entitled to their beliefs. And so are you. And so am I. That's why I don't judge nobody, man. I don't care. If you're on the left, I don't care. If you're on the right, I don't care. I don't trust none of these politicians, man. You know what side I'm on? My side. That's whose side I'm on. My family side. The good book. The book, with all the good morals that if you follow, you will have a better quality of life. There's that. So with that, it's the All-American Prepper. Stay ready, stay frosty, stay dangerous, and have a blessed day. And please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you.